there's a couple three-point shot, live ball timeouts, right? And then there was one other one, the shot clock change. You like them?
I don't think the three-point shot really makes any difference. I mean, it's not. We're gonna at some point in time run out of room though in the corners, but I don't think that makes any difference. The timeout was there was a coach being able to call a timeout during a scrum, and that was a safety deal because guys are diving on top of each other. So that was a safety issue. And the clock.
The shot clock goes to 20 seconds on offensive rebounds.
I don't think that makes much difference.
So no big ones then?
Those aren't big ones. I don't think.
Bob, go through the newcomers. What have you seen out of them? Well, you had them a couple of weeks for the most part, other than, I guess, Taz.
Taz can score. He's very versatile. They had, at his junior college, they had bigs who could make shots, and so they could spread you a little bit, and they ISO'd him. He's really good in the post. Scored a lot in the post for him, but he's a really consistent, at least he has been to this point, very consistent jump shooter with a lot of range. And he bounces it. He's athletic, so he can get it at the rim and score it around the rim too.
It's fair to say you're going to have to be more dependent on your newcomers than in a normal year this year.
Well, yeah. We don't have a whole lot of guys back, so. But I think the good thing is Sean brings some experience, Taz brings some experience, and I think Oscar playing against Derek and Logan every day is really going to help him. He's not going to play against bigger people than that. So I think by the time we get around to playing, he'll be used to it.
Kind of along the same lines, then, how important was it for guys like Jordan and Emmett, the guys who were newcomers last year, to get hands-on experience?
Well, that's why we played in the tournament at the end. Those guys really didn't play a lot of minutes. They played a lot of minutes at the end, but I thought an opportunity for them to continue to play. That's what we talked about. I mean, the more they have an opportunity to play, certainly the more ready they're going to be the following year. And those are our leaders. I mean, they're without a question our leaders. When you look at really the core, and you got Jordan, you got Emmett, and you got Derek. Now Chase has been great, but I'm talking about the young guys coming in. Chase has been great, and Logan's been great. Those three guys have got to be good for us early, particularly.
Bob, I don't know about the personality, but because Tariq was kind of really competitive, so I never actually talked to Sherman. But playing-wise, are comparisons existing there?
To Deuce?
Sherman.
Oh, to Taz? I think Deuce is more like Tariq than Taz is. Taz is a really good shooter. I wouldn't, in all due respect to Tariq, I wouldn't classify him. And he had a lot of stuff that we tried to modify and fix, but it still it's not smooth, and that's kind of the way Deuce is. But they both make shots. Taz is from a technical standpoint, his shot's a lot better.
Coach, in terms of these foreign trips, I think it's one every 4. Would you necessarily be obliged to do it every 4 years, or does it just depend on situations?
Well, this is good for us. The last time I didn't think, with all the travel that we have, during the regular season that we should do that. So we went to the Bahamas instead. The problem is you go to the Bahamas and it's, you know, it's not a long flight, but the competition's not near as good. So you go down there and win games by 35, 40. I don't know how much good that does you. So I think we got enough time. We got 10 days or something in between before school starts that they can relax a little bit, and we're not really flying very far in the pre-Big 12 stuff. So I think it'll work out. And then we're going to play really good teams. We're going to play their Division I teams. Those are the guys that fill the arenas over there and play for a lot of money.
Like another 4 years from now, if your roster, if you feel like it's in a pretty good, safe spot, would you still consider doing it then?
Jason, hell, I don't know if I'm going to be upright in 4 years.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we probably would. I just don't know if it'll be me. I mean, that's a long time. You're talking 5 years.
I know.
I'm not sure you'll be here 5 years.
Probably.
Don't you dare look at me.
I was going to put you right in there with me, but
How do you envision McBride's role?
it's going to play about. I mean, I don't know where or how, but he's a guy. He's tough enough, physical enough, athletic enough that I wouldn't be afraid to put him on any of the threes that we're going to play. And I don't know what he is. I don't know if he's a point or a two. He gets it. It's kind of like what everybody said about Tariq. You know, can he handle it? Well, he gets it where it's supposed to go. You know, can he pass it? He generally finds the open guy. I think Deuce is that way, and he's so competitive, and he's got toughness. So, I mean, he's a guy we can move around and play, and he's cerebral. I mean, he's had great coaching. Carl Kramer does as good a job as any high school coach in the country. So
he's a freshman, but he's not a raw freshman.
No, and I believe this is right. I think he lost one game that he played in high school. And their football demise coincided with him getting hurt. They won whenever he was a quarterback. The guy's always won. He comes from an athletic family. Dad was a really good player at Xavier.
Pressure right away. You're going to do it over there and go full court and extend it and try to do it a lot, or you're going to?
We haven't worked on it, Jay. We haven't worked on it. We're trying to. You can't. You got to somehow. You got to find a happy medium, and I don't profess to know what that is, but you can't go right into the hole. You know, the whole part whole deal is still the best way to teach, and we just don't have time to do that. We got 10 days. That's
Half court, help, all the basic stuff, fundamental stuff.
We're trying to do that, and that'll be tested because they spread you so much over there, and we're playing against pros. We're playing against really good players. I don't know. Well, I mean, we did it one day, and it was all right.
Nothing great.
Nothing I'd like to brag about now.
How's the off-season treated Jermaine? I've heard much about him the last couple of years.
Well, he was sick for a while. He's been good. I mean, Jermaine. You know Jermaine's good when you don't notice him. He does a lot of things. He doesn't do anything great, but he does a lot of things. And when you don't notice Jermaine out there, then he's pretty good.
You know, we've read a lot and talked a lot about the two bigs. You know, the reality is that Kansas runs those guys out every year. Texas runs those kind of guys out every year. You know, that's kind of what you're looking at, right?
Well, one of them's going to have to be able to guard a guy on the perimeter because the majority of the people, Kansas State's going to play Snead at 4. He's pretty good. So somebody's going to have to be able to guard him. We'll have to, we're going to have to figure that out. But, yeah, I mean, I like the idea of playing both of them at once.
In terms of explosiveness, where does Oscar, where does he compare to some of the explosive bigs you had through the years? I'm thinking back to the Cincinnati days.
He's not like Sags. He's
Gets
not as
over the ring.
explosive as Sags. Yeah, he's a terrific rebounder, but to a large degree because he pursues the ball so hard. I mean, it's not he's not a bad athlete. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have that first really explosive jump like Sags had, like in Cincinnati, like Kenyon did, like Art Long did, like a number of those guys did.
That's not him.
No, the best thing he does is run. I mean, he really rebounds. He's a terrific rebounder, but so's Derek. So he's making Derek better by running. He's gotten Derek run a lot more, and Derek needs to run.
And the conditioning is there?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Couldn't expect it to be.
A little concerning though, some of the competition he played in Western PA. It's not. I know he played some of the All-Star games and did well in those.
They
those
played
things.
6A this year, though.
Yeah, but that's not great high school basketball. It's good.
Well, it's the best there is in Western PA.
Yeah. You're looking at 6'5" centers.
They were playing 2A before.
Yeah.
So. That I don't know. I mean, Sags played in the lowest classification. He came in and was pretty good as a freshman and really good as a sophomore. So that's not a concern.
With Derek, generally speaking, do you see the biggest jump coming from freshman to sophomore year? Is that usually how it works, or does it depend on the guy?
I think we all have a tendency to forget Derek didn't play the first semester. He missed 10 games. So Derek hasn't had near the experience that like a Jordan would have. So I don't know. You make me think about things I don't want to think about. I want to come in and coach and watch him get better. I don't give a damn which year they're going to make the biggest improvement. It depends. Chase Harder's playing really, really well, and I hope that Chase continues to play as well as he's playing right now. But it's taken Chase a while. I think a lot of it has to do with personality. I mean, some people are just naturally more assertive than what other people are. I think Oscar's pretty assertive.